I beg your pardon, tonight it's the 17th of December 2025. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakone, a sign language interpreter. In a first story this evening, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has campaigned in Mityana district, urging voters to shun what he described as hungry and poorly oriented politicians whom he blamed for slowing development and service delivery. While addressing hundreds of NRM supporters that gathered at Saza grounds in Mityana, Museveni said that such leaders become barriers to wealth creation, development and effective service delivery. We have the details.
Shortly after the Wednesday morning downpour, NRM supporters in Mityana district began streaming to Sasa grounds, braving the wet conditions to welcome their presidential candidates. Supporters were heading to the venue. At Saza grounds, President Museveni was accompanied by senior party leaders led by Alhaji Moses Chigongo.
Njawutwala omukisa guno okuyita Alhaji Moses Chigongo mukama wange ajja kuyita yogereko eri abantu bano ab'Emityana.
Mwebala okuwagira movement naye twagala okufuna obululu bungi nnyo okuva Emityana wano era tuwe expectinga.
Ministers Judith Nabakoba, Mensa Kabanda, Alice Kaboyo and Haruna Chayune also attended the rally.
Abantu b'Emityana tukwebaza President okubeera nti otuwadde ebintu byemmenye amagaali amapikipiki ne sobola okubeera nga emirimu gya NRM tugitambuza bulungi.
The Mityana rally marked President Museveni's final campaign stop in Greater Mubende sub-region.
Mukama akutuweera omukisa n'amaanyi weebala olwa stamina eyo.
The incumbent President Museveni used the rally to sell the NRM manifesto as he seeks another 5-year presidential term for himself and his party.
Tubadde nentegeka okukola oluguudo lwaffe olw'Ekanoni, Maanyi, Mityana wano, Ssekanyonyi, Busunju.
President Museveni reiterated that hungry politicians are the biggest obstacle to service delivery, saying such leaders prioritize personal gains over the needs of their people.
Naye luluddewo kulwaki kubanga abantu bemutusindikira bantawaanya. Naye bano abantu bemutusindikira banajja kulya bali abantu awanya banajja kulya bamulya byengedde bantu awanya kubanga bakwata kino bakwata kiri kati wetuka okujjula kutawo okugabula bantu awanya kati musindikira abantu abawuliriza okuwabula kwange emirimo gisobole kutambula mu bwangu.
In his address, the president rates NRM over other past governments.
Lwaki oluguudo lwa Mubende Mityana Fort Portal NRM yasooka okulukuba kolas. Tewaliwo gavumenti endala zaaliwo naye tezaalina busobozi okukola ebyenkulaakulana. Awoyeza kugenda nsonga ku nsonga n'olaba NRM biyunge amasomero.
The NRM party is using a strategy of development, wealth creation, among others.
Tukola bibiri. We advise, we support you to get out of poverty. We don't just talk, we talk and support you. Mbadde mukubegayirira banange mbe mbwavu zisiri mwavu.
However, Museveni noted that the biggest challenge facing Ugandans today remains household poverty, calling on voters in the region to remain vigilant and focused on wealth creation.
Government endala tezikikola naye nze nkiraba nti kikulu nnyo. Saagala kukulembera abaavu kibansanyusa okubeera n'abaavu. Njagala abantu baffe bonna bafune emmere ate bafune n'ekibateeka mu nsawo. So n'olwekyo ettaffaali eryokusatu NRM yetadde ku nyumba ya Uganda bwe kigambo ky'obugagga obugagga ensi za Africa zino ez'owulira zirina ebizibu tebakyogerako babeera awo development nze development etali mu bugagga bwawaka sigibala.
As he concludes his Greater Mubende campaign trail, President Museveni is set to shift his campaign to Greater Masaka starting Thursday, 18th December 2025. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Mityana district is a local government area in central Uganda located within Buganda region. It lies approximately 80 kilometers west of Kampala and was established in 2005 after being carved out of Mubende district. The district is predominantly rural, with agriculture forming the backbone of the local economy, major crops including coffee, bananas, maize and beans. Mityana is home to diverse communities, with Luganda being the most widely spoken language, and it has a strong cultural heritage rooted in Buganda traditions. The district continues to develop in areas such as education, health services and infrastructure, contributing to the socio-economic growth of central Uganda. Let's look at the government scorecard in that district.
Mityana has 17 sub-counties, town councils, 90 parishes and 613 villages with a population of 407,386 according to the census report of 2024. Looking at the parish development model in Mityana, both Mityana district and the municipality have cumulatively received 32.13 billion. Out of this, 27.60 billion, which is 85.9%, has been disbursed to 27,607 beneficiary households. In regards to Emyoga, Mityana district and the municipality have a total of 71 Emyoga circles with 8,079 members. Government has so far disbursed a total of 2.51 billion. Breaking the education sector, Mityana district and the municipality have a total of 156 government primary schools and 480 private schools, 15 government secondary schools and 114 private secondary schools. Looking at the water sector, out of the 613 rural villages in Mityana district, 528 have access to safe water source, representing an average coverage of 86%. In regards to the health sector, out of the 17 sub-counties in Mityana district, 1 has a hospital, 3 have health center 4s, and 14 have health center 3s. In regards to the energy sector, Mityana district and the municipality are now connected to the national grid, with all the 17 sub-counties in Mityana district and the municipality connected to electricity. In the next Kisanja, the government has pledged the development and construction of the Banda, Chikandwa, Chitumbi and Busumbi piped water supply and sanitation systems. Complete the construction of 2 seed secondary schools, upgrade the other health center 2 to health center 3s for the remaining sub-counties, and improve on service delivery in the district.
Yes, as we prepare to head into the 2026 general elections, leaders in Mityana district say that the national resistance movement remains firmly on course. They cite past achievements, renewed party unity and fresh development pledges. The leaders say they will not see a repeat of the 2021 opposition wave that swept some parts of the country.
For Mityana district, leaders say the ruling national resistance movement has done well.
President Museveni is not only a Ugandan president, he's an East African leader, he's a Pan-Africanist working for the unity of Africa, because Uganda cannot live in isolation. Uganda needs to coexist with its neighbors.
We are here to bring back the lost glory of Mityana municipality, the lost glory in our infrastructure development, the lost glory in the education sector, in the health sector, in the youths, in the ladies, women, and all groups that make up Mityana municipality.
Which is why even the 2021 opposition political wave is less likely to happen again.
Yeah, this time now people have changed because they have realized that by voting those people, they have not acquired anything. Because now if at all you take my constituency, there is nothing which has been done by people from the opposition. And whatever is in the constituency was done by me.
Even young people fail. You have seen it happening in other countries. You have seen MPs who are young, even other people. They have failed even in business. But as Museveni, he has done a lot. That's why I support him.
And the reasons for voting NRM are numerous, with more expectations in development highlighted.
NRM has done well on secondary education because every sub-county in Mityana has a secondary school. We have primary schools, but the programs in primary schools need to be strengthened.
It is His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Dr. Museveni, who is suitable and capable of leading this country 2026-2031.
More so the peace, security and stability that we are enjoying, because we know very well that without peace and stability we cannot see development. People cannot get wealth and jobs can never be got if there is no peace.
All that NRM sees is victory come January 2026.
I want to call upon the young people, please don't be deceived by the opposition. Don't listen to their lies. President Museveni is the only leader who has expressed ability to lead this country. He has a vision for this country.
Protecting the gains remains the NRM campaign message. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Yes, President Museveni from Mityana, he campaigned in Kasanda district, urging residents to vote for the National Resistance Movement in order to improve service delivery. Museveni blamed the slow pace of development in the district on opposition-led leadership, citing poor road maintenance and low access to clean water as key challenges.
By 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning, NRM supporters in Kasanda braved the heavy downpour as they made their way to Bukwea Town Council grounds to welcome their presidential candidate, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The supporters said the rain could not deter their love and loyalty to the party.
Nze mbadde njagala nnyo enkuba nsobole otuukako Kasanda wano kuba ku luli twalonda bubi naye ng'ate ffenna baatutwalira mu kikoosi ekyo. Ku luno twagala tulage nti tuli bamalirivu.
Kubanga abantu bandiganye ne bagamba ate tugenda kunonayo ki. Naye olw'okuba omuntu gwe balinda bamwagala ky'oba olaba buli omu agumira enkuba taseguka mpaka kutuusa omukulembeze gwe bamulabako.
President Museveni arrived at the venue at 2 p.m. amid cheers from thousands of the supporters. In his address, Museveni faulted the people of Kasanda district for repeatedly voting opposition politicians, saying that the season has partly contributed to the poor service delivery in the area.
N'olwekyo temuzanyisa okulonda omanya bazanyira mu kulonda balowooza nti muzanyo bwe mulonda bubi muyinza kufuna ekizibu ky'amaanyi. Kati bano akawundu ketusindika akasente z'enguudo bwe kaba tekamala batutegeeze nti tekamala.
Museveni noted that most district leaders, from members of parliament to the district chairperson and councillors, belong to the opposition, which he blamed for the district's underperformance. The president pledged that NRM will tarmac the road from Kasanda, Bukwea to Chiwoga, address the district's water challenges.
Kati Bukwea Kasanda nibisigara wakati. Eno waliyo korasi, Bukwea Kasanda kiringa ekizinga ekyetoolodde kolansi naye tetuuse. Kati tubadde n'entegeka okumala ebbanga eddene okukola oluguudo olw'Emyanzi, Kasanda, Bukuya, Kiboga.
The NRM Vice Chairperson for Central Region Haruna Kasolo Cheyune commended the people of Kasanda for their continued support of the NRM and urged them to vote massively for the party.
This is a sign that these people have now accepted. But you see, we have so many reasons to support His Excellency the President and NRM here in Uganda. Number one, the government itself is in Uganda. The government itself is in Uganda. It is not in any other region. It is in Uganda because all the offices are here. The markets are here.
The district leaders in Kasanda also commended President Museveni for restoration of cultural institutions and the improvement of health facilities across the country.
So the people of Uganda, the voters are many. We want to thank him for restoring the kingdom of Uganda. Me as a Muganda and a Yandi Rangers, I want to call upon all the people of Uganda to thank the president by giving him another Chisanja.
We've seen several issues as to why people should vote for NRM this time. Number one is peace and security, which we have in our area, where people can freely move and do whatever they have to do without getting worried. But secondly, issues of service delivery.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kasanda.
General Mugisha Muntu, the candidate for Alliance for National Transformation, launched his Kigezi sub-region campaigns in Rukunjiri and Kanungu district, sharing his vision for change. Muntu was joined by members from PFF as he rallied support across Kigezi sub-region.
Kersoni oye! Rukunjiri oye!
In Rukunjiri, General Mugisha Muntu addressed supporters in Kebson Town Council, Buyanja Town Council and Nyamayenje, highlighting ANT manifesto for transformation.
Yimbagambira obisindo yembundu esindo yebitinisa esindo yamanga office. Where
Muntu condemned the detention of retired Kanokiza Besije while campaigning in Rukunjiri and Kanungu.
Yawa minister, yawa national political commission, unyona kuna wendio mai. Wale, hato muntu wabere national political commission, akaba minister wa internal affairs, kare tuwabura kuichizana na government, na ngono wakwe no mshango, awukatu yantu wasakore mshango, numuntu nakore mshango, wangwani. Kukaba kutasekai, umbugaza mateka, ojeroya, muhoze.
Muntu proceeded to Rukunjiri Municipality Tax Park, but his campaigns were disrupted by the heavy rains. Addressing supporters in Rukunjiri, Chihi and Kanungu, Muntu appealed to High Court to grant bail to Kizza Besigye so that he gains his freedom.
Ninga, wasiye beriga na chinani ka constitution kwero kugamba. Ore kurwe atarochi akana. Hato muntu kugo bamkwata, bamwigatara mucho. Eberiga na chinana yaho. Ensiyora yatire nduru baguma babonana. Echo kubanza nabatukaye nk'abantu. Mukimacero Museveni tumuhumuze ombusinje ebiri 15 January abo murombusinje ashari Marcus sukona kumurubatira ko babera amazima sukona kumurubatira abantu abamuriyanzo ko nona kimano kukimaje no barubatira abandi wotukona kumurubatira why akwantu namuturebe izoba rumwe eri president yahumura uruje katahamu ombusinje abo murwesi.
After Kanungu and Rukunjiri, Mugisha Muntu will continue to Rubanda and Kisoro district tomorrow as he seeks the country's top seat. Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
And the FDC candidate, that is Nathan Nandala Mafabi, has emphasized the need to construct factories in areas where raw materials are produced, saying this would lower costs and benefit local farmers. While addressing campaign rallies in Bukoma, Simbi and Sembabule districts, Mafabi said that although these areas are major coffee growing regions, the government constructed a coffee factory in Ntungamo district far from the main producers.
The FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi spent Wednesday popularizing his manifesto to the people of Sembabuli and Bukama Simbi districts.
Know what is life? These people will be okay. They will have for their livestock, they have for themselves, they will have even the crop. Even irrigation here is very easy. You have seen they were getting some water bodies somewhere which we can pump water from. It's very yeah, the productivity will go high and the poverty levels which you see here will go down.
Speaking at Misamvu town in Chibinge County, Bukama Simbi district, Mafabi promised that an FDC government would revive the Masaka Growers Union. He expressed disappointment that a coffee factory was constructed in Ntungamo, Western Uganda, yet the bulk of coffee is grown in Buganda and Busoga. Mafabi questioned the cost and logistics of transporting coffee over long distances, emphasizing that factories should be established where raw materials are located.
A factory where there are no raw materials. The raw materials for coffee are in Bugisu and here. This is where coffee is. But in Ntungamo there's nothing. And let me tell you, the factory they are building, you cannot take all those billions of money. And the factory up now is not complete. That means now we're feeling bad. I'll give you an example. In the Bugisu Cooperative Union, we have a small roaster which converts green beans, roasted beans. It's very small. But it was built with us. We only need to just expand that one. And if we were looking at instant coffee, now we just bring another machine to add on the instant. So you just expand, and if Bugisu can make a mini one, Buganda can also make a mini one. But what you need is just expand because we're still under low capacity in production. And
Mafabi also pledged to tarmac the road passing through Misamva and Buyoga, connecting Masaka Chabakuza to Matete. He later held campaign rallies in Matete and Tete towns, and while in Rebitakuri sub-county, residents raised concerns over what they described as the waste of taxpayers' money on a large number of members of parliament. In response, Mafabi revealed that he plans to reduce the number of MPs, proposing only 2 members of parliament per district.
By the way, there are districts which are too small compared to a district. There are those which are big, which are bigger than some 10 of them. I gave an example of Wakiso. So Wakiso to be, so that districts, we need really a district to be a district. And we are going to make sure districts have power, authority, and resources. So that when you decentralize, you completely decentralize devolution of power. You decentralize complete. So in this, a member of parliament should not be a member of parliament who is just coming in to make money. You should have a member of parliament who is coming to represent the people of Uganda.
During his tour, the FDC presidential candidate also visited the grave of the son of the FDC chairperson for Sembabule district.
Government of Uganda has identified land on which to resettle the flood-affected victims of Ntoroko district in 2019. The land will cost 6.6 billion Uganda shillings. Prime Minister Robin Anabanja yesterday visited the flood-affected community and revealed the government plan to allocate them land.
In 2019, River Semiriki burst its banks, causing floods that left thousands of people in Ntoroko district in a desperate situation, with all their houses submerged with water. Soon after the Prime Minister was appointed in 2021, she rushed to Ntoroko to assist the suffering community and promised to find them a decent living. It is estimated that about 30,000 people were affected by the floods in Ntoroko.
Abantu emitwaro esatu mu district ya Ntoroko abarukuterwa amaizi baito bwa hati abantu 9 bisatu nkaga na batano nubo bali mu kampu musanju mu bivera households homesteads amaka 183 y'abantu abanyakuli mu campus.
Yesterday, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Anabanja, visited the affected communities to deliver the government pledge of 2 acres per household.
Twatesa twagamba Ntoroko tukwenda titukwenda tuina kutungaki eitaka. Report ya Ministry ya Lands nicho maleteire hanu bakugamba ngo abasajja abo eitaka linu lyabo otukuba tumazire bagabire eitaka linu tukubasaliramu ebyapa buli muntu natunga ekyapa kye nabeera wumpora.
The Premier, who is also Kakumira Woman Member of Parliament, revealed that the land would cost about 6.6 billion Uganda shillings.
Era Chief Government Value eitaka lino yaliteeka bilioni 6 ne milioni 676. Chief Government Value akakola market survey ya valuinga yagamba buli yiika ey'ettaka eryo erya milioni 4. Nyanguye ngende kirano okitindisa president tulole omulingo tulaseera sente ezo bano abasajja babasasule mu mwezi nkagumu mube mwine ettaka lyanyu ekyo nakyo kikole ki.
Nsaba ngu ettaka lino ligulwe government egule abona bagamba lino lyaitu ebasasule.
Ati mbere nisaba abataka tulize ngana deka government etukuli taka tumumbekera hakaju tukamutegere nkaha.
Prime Minister also directed the permanent secretary in the office of the Prime Minister, Alex Kakoza, to find resources so that the community also gets a school.
Naye kwenda kuragira omukuru PS akasente kaitu aka disaster tusewulewo akasente tujje tuwambeka abaana ba hano batunga okusomera. Tininyewe kuombeka Museveni ni wakuombeka obakaira mukungama nabanja niwe yatiyambire nabanja Museveni.
Recently, the government constructed a research center at Rwangara.
Tukateesa nabanu twagamba katusoke irwaro obwomezi nicyo kikuru. Muzeyi ni waragira.
Nabanja urged the residents to overwhelmingly vote President Museveni on the 15th January 2026.
Abakuja kusasula Museveni onu bakamusilima emirimu yatukoleiro mu ihanga muno ntoroko bagambire bo ba muzeyi.
Busia NRM members who initially ran as independent candidates after losing party primaries have eventually chosen to rally behind official flag bearers with the aim to consolidate party strength.
The prominent examples involve James Ojoru, Waswa Eston, and Wandera Patrice Mbaha, who had declared as independents bid for Samia Wugwe Central Parliamentary seat, are reportedly to have stepped down in favor of the official NRM flag bearer, Wanyama Richard Hamala. The intervention was done by Honorable Barbara Nekesa Ondo during the NRM party leaders' engagement held at one of the hotels in Busia municipality.
And the message has always been clear. Stand with the NRM flag bearer. This time round, the person who is hosting our flag for Samia Wugwe Central is Honorable Richard Wanyama Hamala. And someone who has been very loyal to the party, the best thing really to do is to support the party position.
I saw it better, and as an NRM cadre, after losing the flag, we have to support the flag bearer. So I have decided to follow the party rules.
Barbara Nekesa Ondo says that this is a very good gesture for the party.
He recently met the president and he accepted to step down. So we have a number of them who have accepted to step down and support the flag bearers. In fact, not stepping down, but withdrawing from the race. But we also have a number of those who have accepted what came out of the primaries and are already on the campaign trail with the flag bearers. A number of them across Bukit. We must return to the villages. Our central coordinating point is at the branches. So we have trusted the grassroots leaders, the branch leaders of the party, to spearhead the campaign and ensure that they deliver not only the president, but all the flag bearers.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. Please keep it with us.
The program has met our expectations in that it has been able to give us business.
They gave us a contract where we did a renovation at their head office.
MTN trained us in their procurement process and also the IT technology.
I was struggling with managing the finances of the company. So when I went for that training, I was able to improve in financial literacy and management.
Are you a female entrepreneur looking to do business with MTN? Log on to www.mtn.co.ug/AWE. Together, our progress is unstoppable.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
Kabogos, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You traveled all the way from Namaguni to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You walk on the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
You can register for NSSF. How contributing your Simade life? Now deep down in the Marara. Make NSSF payments. No wahala okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But tomorrow kuhika gotido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubira. NSSF, a better life.
This season, Pearlbank brings the magic a little closer with Purple Santa spreading joy across our branches. Genuine laughter, warm interactions, and shared moments that remind us our purpose is rooted in the people we serve. From surprises to smiles, these are the moments we'll forever cherish. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Pearl Bank, formerly Post Bank.
Supporters of Justin Namere, who is vying for the woman MP seat Masaka City, gathered in large numbers at Chijaweme Church of Uganda Primary School in Chimanya, Kabonera Division to listen to her at a rally.
She explained that she decided to run for office to represent the people of Masaka as she understands the challenges faced by both the wealthy and the poor. Namere also encouraged young people to get involved and to help improve the various roads across the Kimanya-Kabonera division. Later, she met with her supporters, asking them to vote for her, emphasizing that she understands every situation.
Namere nti abadde amanyi kintu muntu awansi kitegeera bulungi. Oba oli awo nti wadde bakulembeze beefuula naye tumanyi nti Namere ayinza okuteefuula. Ayinza okusigala ku nnono eyo kubanga amanyi nti bwe mpita mu tawuni natandikira wano akalu kange bwe nali nkanoonya natandikira wano kuba emiyembe wano we najja amaanyi nga mbataasa ku misolo emingi gye bali bakola ki kati manyi nti era bw'anaaba atuuse mu palamenti kubanga bano abantu bwevuganya nabo ndaba bagenda bawangula banafu nnyo.
nti omuntu wakuweereza abantu bonna talina wa DP talina wa NRM talina waaki ye bonna agenda kuweereza abantu ba Masaka City era n'abagamba ti agenda kusakayo omugabo gwa Masaka City gw'abakyala
wa President Museveni yatusuubira nti ajja tusakira ebintu bingi nnyo okuva wa pulezidenti wayatusuubiza amakolero 15 nguleta Masaka ng'amaze kulinnya kwaki wa member of parliament.
She stressed that while she respects the national leadership, she remains connected to the grassroots and listens to the people, noting that as the daughter of a minister, she knows how to work effectively.
Tewali wano mu Masaka ogenda kusanga muntu ng'ayagala lwaka parliament ng'alinga Naberi ovanga ku muntu ng'ayogera ne president w'eggwanga direct naye ate ng'amanyi omunaku ansembayo.
Nakawa Chief Magistrates Court has committed former Special Operations Unit Commander SSP Nixon Agasire and his co-accused Semju Abdunul alias Minana to the International War Crimes Division for a full trial in the case relating to the murder of former Senior State Prosecutor Joan Kagezi Namazi. The committee follows the completion of investigations by prosecution into the matter.
The former Special Operations Commander SSP Nixon Agasire, together with his co-accused Semju Abdunul alias Minana, appeared before Nakawa Chief Magistrates Court for the mention of their case. Appearing before Chief Magistrate Daphne Ayebare, the prosecution led by Senior State Attorney Richard Birivumbuka applied to amend the charge sheet, an application that court granted. With investigations complete, the court proceeded to read the indictment to the accused persons. According to the indictment, prosecution alleges that SSP Nixon Agasire, while serving as a commander at the Special Operations Unit, promised US dollars 200,000 to Chibuka John, Masajage John, Monongole, and Chiseka Daniel to have the murder of senior prosecutor Joan Kagezi.
Chiseka Daniel informed court that the murder was planned and commissioned by A1 and others still at large.
The prosecution further alleges that Agasire made the alleged assailants at Karere in Kawempe Division, led by Chibuka John and Daniel Chiseka, where he facilitated them with a gun that was later used to murder Joan Kagezi.
A1 sent a team of operatives to her office at the International Crimes Division of the High Court, Kololo, and they took away her laptop, sanctioned police files by the deceased against A1 and others.
The prosecution added that this conflict later manifested in Agasire's alleged obstruction of the investigation following the murder of Joan Kagezi. The indictment further stated that SSP Nixon Agasire used his rank and position within the police force to recruit his co-accused Semju Abdunul alias Minana, who was serving as a police informer.
A1 and A2 and others still at large provided funds, intelligence, surveillance, and cover-up for Chibuka John, who executed the murder of Joan Kagezi.
The prosecution alleges that Semju later, with Chiseka John, Masajage John, Monongole, and Chiseka Daniel, to execute the murder of Kagezi that occurred near Semuju's washing bench, Wature.
An interagency meeting was held at Nakuru Forensic Services, but during the meeting, A1 bumped into the meeting and informed the members that he had recovered one of the killer guns from Kayunga. To date, A1 has never produced that gun, an act that was intended to further divert investigations and cover up the crime.
According to the prosecution, the case will lie on several exhibits, including Agasire's charge and caution statement, as well as a police statement from Chibuka John, which implicates Agasire as being the mastermind behind the murder of Joan Kagezi, among other exhibits. However, due to what court described as unruly and unpleasing behavior of the co-accused Semju alias Minana, the court was compelled to read the indictment to him in camera. Consequently, the prosecution prayed that the accused persons be committed to the International Crimes Division Court for a full trial, a request the court granted. Senior prosecutor Joan Namazi Kagezi was brutally murdered on March 30th, 2015 in Chiwatule Nakawa Division, Kampala District. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subga, UBC News.
Ministry of Works and Transport has launched the Motor Vehicle Inspection Initiative, starting with government vehicles. Speaking at the launch of the nationwide road safety awareness campaign, placing strong emphasis on motor vehicle inspection, the Undersecretary Ministry of Works, Namugambe Barbara, emphasized that vehicles on roads must be mechanically sound before mandatory inspection is fully enforced.
Uganda continues to grapple with rising road crashes, many of them linked to poorly maintained vehicles.
I was seated in a taxi at the lights of Kira police station, Bokoto, when a truck lost control and ran into the vehicles in front, one of which I happened to be in.
Speaking during the launch, the Undersecretary at the Ministry of Works and Transport, Namugambe Barbara, announced the rollout of the Motor Vehicle Inspection Initiative, urging motorists to take advantage of the exercise before it becomes mandatory.
We are starting this exercise with government vehicles, but after we are done with government vehicles, we encourage the public to bring in their vehicles. Right now, they can start bringing in their vehicles before we start the enforcement bit, but for now it is, you bring it at your own will.
Commissioner Winston Katshabe noted that the inspection process will begin with all government vehicles before extending to the general public.
Vehicle has passed inspection, and as a government worker, we are here to lead by example.
But to ensure compliance, the inspection fees have been significantly reduced, and we want to call upon all vehicle owners to prepare for vehicle inspection to take safety on our roads.
The inspections will focus on critical safety components such as brakes, suspension, wheel alignment, lighting systems, and overall vehicle efficiency.
Then the second penalty is the vehicle will be impounded by the Uganda Police Force, and under the EBS system you can be charged the express penalty, which is around 3 currency points.
With several inspection stations installed across the country, the ministry has also drastically reduced inspection fees to make the service affordable and accessible to all vehicle owners.
Workers under the 57 trade unions are seeking to formulate what they described as workers' manifesto to empower their operations. The workers decry marginalization from the central government, including benefiting from a section of government programs. The workers' MP Ariniti Rakajara is hopeful that the one-week retreat at the National Leadership Institute in Kyankwanzi will come up with a unified manifesto to address their concerns.
Over 300 delegates from the 57 trade unions in Uganda are attending a one-week retreat at the National Leadership Institute, Kyankwanzi, to formulate a way forward on what they claim to be marginalized by the central government.
Because we are the people that negotiate the terms and conditions of the workers, whether in government or in the private sector. It is only important and necessary that we get involved in what government does.
The workers decry being locked out of various privileges benefiting interest groups.
As we speak now, there is no clear program from government to the workers, whereas the other special interest groups like churches and others are reflected in the budget of the country. We are not.
The workers' MP, Ariniti Rakajara, is hopeful that the initiative will discuss long-lasting solutions to understand the position of workers in government.
If President Museveni is, or any President Museveni is appointing commissioners of human rights, he should consider a workers' representative who understands the rights of the workers. Number two, if he's looking for presidential advisors, he should pick among the workers.
They have also resurrected the need for the minimum wage legislation, which has kept hitting a dead end for decades.
To create a board, a representative board, one that has workers as representatives on the board, they start fixing minimum wages sector by sector. Because we don't want a flat minimum wage, cross the board minimum wage. It is hard to be implemented. Because when you fix a minimum wage across the board, what about the maid?
Apparently, Uganda has over 22 million working people, partly contributing towards the national tax income with limited privileges. Despite the move by the trade unions, a big percentage of the working community is not part of trade unions. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
The Joint Staff Political Commissar of the UPDF, Major General Henry Masiko, has cautioned Ugandans, especially the youth in this period of the general elections, against involving in practices that disrupt peace and stability. Masiko was addressing the Ugandan National Students Association General Assembly at 36th Council held at Seta University in Mbarara, Mukono District.
The youth have been advised to emphasize peace and stability in this period of the general elections. However, politicians were cautioned against practices disrupting the peace and stability because the security is watching them. The Joint Staff Political Commissar of the UPDF, Major General Henry Masiko, was addressing over 2,000 students from 20 universities and high schools during the Ugandan National Students Association General Assembly and 36th Council at Seta University in Mukono District.
I am really passionate about this. Be agents of peace. Starting with your own exercise here. Why should you students who are going to be the hero you are afraid? Why should it be a matter of life and death? And then you allow
Afande Masiko also encouraged the youth always to emphasize admiring philosophers, this to enable them to evolve socially and economically, and gave the example of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, commended the meeting that it is timely, it brings together students leaders from across the country, and it is a powerful statement of unity, responsibility, and commitment of shaping the future of the country. This was contained in his speech, read by the Director of Education Standards, Mary Francis Atima, at the 36th Ugandan National Students Association Annual General Assembly at Seta University in Mukono District.
The Minister of Education and Sports encourages democracy, and we believe that when we nurture leaders at a young age, then we'll have better leaders for tomorrow. So particularly UNSA, as popularly known, it's one of those part of the students' leadership in schools.
The Commissioner of the National Patriotism Corps, Helen Seku, and the Vice Chancellor, Seta University, Ronald Mbago, also had this to say on the UNSA Assembly.
So as an institution, we are grateful that we are partnering with UNSA to ensure that we have this activity delivered. With the delegates yesterday, and we are hopeful that during our stay they will be safe.
Now, as young people, the Gen Zs, what should we do? It's our responsibility to add value to this country before we demand for our rights as the young people.
Government, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, has handed over 4 buses and 3 double-cabin pickups to 7 government health training institutions in a move aimed at easing long-standing transport challenges. The vehicles, worth 2.7 billion shillings, follow repeated appeals by institutions struggling to facilitate training and field activities.
Tertiary institutions include Kabong College of Nursing and Midwifery, Ntungam College of Nursing and Midwifery, Mbale School of Hygiene, and Jinja School of Medical Laboratory, each of which received a brand new bus to improve staff and student mobility. In the same vein, Masaka School of Nursing and Midwifery and Soroti School of Comprehensive Nursing were each allocated a double cabin pickup to support supervision, outreach, and administrative duties.
The bus is very improved in many aspects, among them being that it is a high-power engine.
According to the Commissioner for Health Education and Training, Dr. Hajat Safina Kisumusene, the vehicles are a direct response to persistent concerns raised by the institutions regarding transport constraints that had affected training delivery.
These vehicles will transport students to communities, even in those remote communities, and for fields to facilitate community outreaches, to facilitate field work, and the acquisition of skills for community health and other health provision. They will enable trainees and tutors to reach hospitals and clinics in time, and also facilitate easy movement to catch up with time, even in times of emergencies. Not forgetting allowing the students to attend other activities like sports. I remember you were in Hoima, and I do recall very well the commissioner.
While handing over the vehicles at Mulago School of Nursing and Midwifery, the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, cautioned beneficiary institutions to manage the assets responsibly.
These vehicles must be used strictly for official training purposes, including students' practicals, outreach programs, supervision, and the community engagement. Any misuse or abuse or diversion of these vehicles for personal or unauthorized activities will attract disciplinary measures.
Beneficiaries welcomed the support, pledging responsible use.
We assure you that these buses will serve the very purpose for which they were intended for, and will be managed with the highest degree of care.
The Ministry of Education is the first institution to take a new bus to Kabong, and we are very grateful to be the first people to own a new bus in Kabong.
The Electoral Commission today launched a public demonstration of voter verification kits, specifically biometric voter verification kits to be used in the 2026 general elections for verifying voter identification at polling stations. According to officials at the Commission, the kits are designed to enhance transparency, prevent multiple voting, and ensure that only eligible voters participate in the electoral processes. Speaking at the Commission's headquarters in the industrial area, the Commission's Vice Chairperson, Hajat Aisha Lubega, also announced changes to the polling dates for the special interest groups.
The trial exercise was conducted in the presence of agents of presidential candidates, representatives from political parties, civil society organizations, election observers, the Electoral Commission officials, to mention but a few.
You could be asking yourself, what is special this time round from the previous kits we're using? For the fingerprints, we're using a technology called capacitive fingerprint readers, meaning that before, in the previous years, we were using optical. It would use light to be able to read your fingerprint.
The Electoral Commission has procured a total of 109,142 voter verification kits to be used in 50,739 polling stations nationwide in the 2026 general elections.
The BVVK basically uses fingerprints and facial recognition to match voter details, which will help the presiding officer to confirm the identity of the voter as being the one on the voters register of that particular polling station.
According to the Commission officials, the voter verification kits are designed to enhance transparency, prevent multiple voting, and ensure that only eligible voters participate in the electoral process.
The system will enable the Commission to ensure that only registered voters vote during the election, and that such persons do not vote more than once for the same election.
Some of the people tried with the kits have shared their experiences with the devices.
Details on the register. Now scanning this ID. And now scanning his right arm. Biometric.
Experimented the biometric machines that are brought to in today. First of all, the process has been okay, especially if you add all the requirements. One, I came with my national ID, I was well ready, so it was checked in with the machine and it was successful. Then on the register, I was there. So as long as you're on the register, things will move so smoothly.
However, some individuals lost access to the devices after failing to submit their details to the Electoral Commission during the testing process. despite being on the register.
The reason I did not cast my vote was because I wasn't in the register that the Electoral Commission was using this morning. In the national register, I am in, and I actually know the details of my polling station, but this has been a demo, like you refer to it, so I in fact made an attempt that they should scan my details to see whether it would throw me somewhere else or show where I belong.
The Commission made adjustments in the voting dates of special interest groups.
Of special interest groups at parliamentary and local government council level.
I'm Waeva Njuko and Pauline Onget for UBC.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for silk vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person, who recommends me to another person, who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Blue Christmas is near. Spread the festive cheer all December with great deals right here. Shop online with Market by Momo. We deliver. Log on to market.momo.africa. Use the MyMTN app or the new Momo app to register and shop online. Market by Momo is from MTN and powered by MasterCard.
Power your moment. Techno, the global partner of AFCON 2025.
Business news tonight. Uganda Fish Processors and Exporters Association has urged government to address challenges affecting the fish value chain. They were meeting with the top leadership of the Ministry of Trade and those of the Export-Led Growth Strategy Unit.
The Export-Led Growth Strategy Unit, headed by Susan Muhwezi, is engaging with exporters of different products to see the challenges they are facing and find possible solutions. The unit, together with top officials from the Ministry of Trade, met with fish processors and exporters to find out their challenges. Under their umbrella body, the Uganda Fish Processors and Exporters Association pointed out a number of challenges, including smuggling of fish, a factor they say causes revenue losses to the country.
The Fisheries Protection Unit started operations in February 2017. By the end of 2019, we had seen results. By that time, when operations were beginning, we had about 4 factories which were actually leaping. But by the end of 2019, factories had increased to 12, and exports had also increased. But most importantly, the stocks in the lake had recovered by over 30%. That was a study which was done by our research unit in Jinja. What does that tell us? That a small management measure effectively put in place can trigger proportionate increase in our recovery and increase in our fish stocks.
The Ministry of Trade promised to work with fish processors and exporters to ensure that the challenges are addressed in order to increase the volume of fish exports.
At the heart of what you're dealing, food safety is critical, because this is food. You're actually dealing with food. And of course, you're looking at also how you'd be able to spill over what you do across other sectors. Remember, the fish sector also provides animal feed, which is totally into another sector. So that's another value chain on its own. And of course, what affects you, chances are will also affect the other sectors that fall within that space. So to me, I believe this dialogue is timely, and we're just not going to end here. We want now to go a step further, to appreciate that now, under each domain that you've raised, what are those? Let's go deeper.
The export-led strategy unit is aiming at increasing the export value from the current $6.3 billion to $12 billion by the year 2030.
Uganda's leading business figures converged in Kololo for an exclusive invitation-only Johnny Walker Blue Club year-end experience hosted by businessman and philanthropist Bob Kabonero.
The gathering marked the final Blue Club engagement of 2025, bringing together captains of industry, diplomats and opinion shapers to reflect on leadership, partnerships and shared success. Guests participated in a carefully curated social program highlighted by live performances from the Black Roots Band and guided whiskey mentorship sessions focused on heritage and craftsmanship.
Tonight, we're really glad that we have a community of Blue Club members. How you join the Blue Club is really simple. All you have to do is pay $1,500. It gets you a case of Blue Label, and you get to be part of this prestigious community.
The event also showcased select Johnny Walker special releases, underscoring themes of excellency, legacy and global standards in business. Organizers say the Blue Club platform continues to elevate Uganda's business community by fostering high-level networking and international outlooks.
One of those events where we take an opportunity to have exclusive members of the Blue Label Blue Club join fellow members and do networking. When you join the Blue Club, there are a number of things which you have. One of them is we give you access to the Formula One. And we have in the past taken a few people to join the Formula One races.
Creatives across the country have been urged to take advantage of the government's 30 billion shillings fund to unlock the full potential of Uganda's creative economy while safeguarding its gains. The call was made by the chairperson of Operation Wealth Creation in the office of the President, Ms. Sylvia Wori, during the press launch of the Uganda One Festival, a national celebration of Uganda's creative and cultural economy. The festival is scheduled to take place from January 8th to 9th, 2026. Owori emphasized that the fund, supported by government, is intended to empower the creative and visual arts sector, noting that creatives must organize themselves to benefit.
Operation Wealth Creation and State House, in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Uganda Performing Rights Society and other creative stakeholders have launched the Uganda One Festival, aimed at showcasing Uganda's creative and cultural power.
The festival enjoys the support of the State House.
While at the launch, the Director Operations at Operation Wealth Creation at the Office of the President, Sylvia Owori, urged creatives to tap into the 30 billion shillings fund supported from government, purposed to empower the visual sector.
Government has so far invested or given the creatives over 30 billion Uganda shillings. So let us tap into where all the resources are, so that we can put our talent.
However, to access the fund, Owori says it is through circles that beneficiaries will be able to access the funds.
Register with a circle or register with a certain domain. If it's you're a musician, register with the various music circles. If you're in film, register with the circle for film.
Speaking at the launch, Herbert Mugisha, the Chief Executive Officer of UPRS, said Uganda is richly endowed with dance and other art forms. He noted that deliberate measures are being put in place to ensure creativity is protected and exploited for commercial gain.
It is no longer the song. It is now turning creativity into commerce. We are partnering with the broadcasters, in particular UBC.
It's an avenue for the musicians or the creatives to actually benefit from their works. So as URSB, we decided to partner because it is something that creatives will benefit from.
Right, Uganda baziba for a very long time, but at least now we have hope.
We are going to have 80% of performing artists from all the regions in Uganda.
The Uganda One Festival is a pioneering two-day national event expected to bring together thousands of creatives under one umbrella through performances, exhibitions, and cultural showcases. The festival will highlight the full spectrum of Uganda's creative and cultural wealth. Irene Faith Nantongo, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
In Uganda's oil and gas journey, the citizens and communities are partners in progress. Across the country, lives are being transformed through improved infrastructure, access to services, and new opportunities for growth. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda ensures that the oil and gas developments are inclusive. The livelihoods of households directly affected by acquisition of land for project activities have been improved through targeted resettlement, compensation, and livelihood restoration programs. Farmers are receiving support to enhance productivity, food security, and commercialize agriculture. Youth are gaining skills that open doors to employment and entrepreneurship. Women are empowered through financial inclusion and community leadership initiatives that strengthen the social fabric of our nation. Education, health, clean water, and road upgrade projects are uplifting families and building resilience in areas hosting the oil and gas activities. Through collaboration with community leaders, civil society, and development partners, Uganda is building a future of shared prosperity. At the heart of regulating these developments for the last 10 years stands the Petroleum Authority of Uganda with a mission of creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
The draws for the 20th edition of the Association of Uganda University Sports Games have been made. The draws held at the Association of Uganda University Sports Head Office in Mengo. They were held at the association's offices in Mengo.
The draws were for football, basketball men and women, volleyball men and women, netball, and handball for men and women. Football will have 3 groups of 5 teams each, headlined by A of reigning champions Uganda Matters University, Nkumba University, Makera University, Chambogo University, and Soroti University. The 5-day games that start on Friday at Uganda Christian University Mukono will have 23 institutions compete in 19 sports disciplines.
We shall have basketball men and women finals on the last day. Volleyball men and women finals will be played on the last day. Netball women finals will be played on the last day. Today in the evening we shall release the activity schedule for all the sports events, highlighting when the events will start and when the events will end. For the other draws, we shall have make them on 18th, because majority of these are individual events.
The institutions include Muni Islamic University in Uganda, Bishop Stewart University, Kampala University, and reigning champions in Deje University.
Former national team captain Habib Sebuguzi was the biggest casualty of the final round of the Nile Special National Pool Open Championship qualifiers, missing out a Lugogo slot.
Former national team captain Habib Sebuguzi emerged as the biggest casualty of the final round of the Nile Special National Open Pool Championship qualifiers after failing to secure a place to Lugogo for this weekend's action. Sebuguzi, who is out of the top 8, suffered a heavy 5-0 defeat to Julius Semanda Bisimba in the second round at Eternal Arena in Mukono, where he also serves as the venue manager. However, there was a reprieve for his scrap buyers teammate Lawrence Sengonge, who squeezed through under dramatic circumstances. Sengonge had been eliminated in one day at Casablanca, but his conqueror Bruno Kabuga was later found guilty of double registration and was consequently struck off the finalist.
Pool in Uganda is going really far, man. It's really going far. You can see the changes. There's people who have come up. There's the likes of Caesar Ibra. There's this boy who have just played with Sengonge as well. Played really good pool. And the way that people are playing now is also very good. They have tournaments every other week.
Elsewhere, Alfred Black Sheep Guminkiriza qualified as the second-best player from Busia, marking a return after missing last year's finals. The grand finals for this championship will take place this Sunday at Lugogo Indoor Arena, but after the draw this Thursday.
Generally speaking, the entire championship has been a success to us. We've seen a very good number of turn-up. We've seen a good talent coming up, and we've seen young players really coming up and tussling the odd guns.
There will be 128 men and 32 women in the final, competing for the top prize of a vehicle in each gender.
That brings us to the end of all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. We wish you the best of the night. Do not miss Behind the Headlines at exactly 10. Bye-bye.